God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change. And God, grant me the courage to change the things that I can. Oh, and I thank you, God. I thank you, God, for giving me the wisdom to know the difference. Oh, serenity. Oh, serenity.
All right, add a little piano. Pick this thing up. Let's see. Let's go here.
Okay, so dance is a universal language, and it's a language that I started communicating through at the age of 3. And so this work that we do here at R2ise started with dance. Sometimes I look in the mirror at myself and I ask myself, are you breathing? Are you breathing? As long as there's breath in your body, there is hope. There is hope. Well, my name is Alexia Jones, and I am a person in long-term recovery. But I get a good opportunity to live my recovery out loud as the executive director of an organization that I founded called R2ise. And at R2ise, we have found a new paradigm. We sing through our deepest, darkest times, and we dance to celebrate our recovery. And we take up our paintbrushes and we paint our stories through every color of the rainbow. And we get an opportunity to wrap around one another and illustrate as we demonstrate the power of recovery. That's what I do every day, but on the inside, I am an artist. I started my artistry as a dancer at a very young age, and I was told at a young age that I had too much energy and I needed to get somewhere and sit down. So my mom took me to dance classes and I studied and I danced. And that was back when James Brown was doing the mashed potatoes, and I would get in the front room with my family and dance. But it really helped me maintain a level of calmness, because dance was a way for me to express myself. I danced all the way through high school, started dance companies in high school, went on to college at Florida State University, studied dance there. And then came back to Atlanta and danced for different theater companies here. But my addiction took me way, way down, and it ended my dance career as I knew it. And then sometimes you gotta dig for hope. You gotta dig down deep for hope and do your prayers. Through your prayers to your God, the doors of hope are open. And sometimes I tell myself, I can't do this. I can't do this. You do it. I can't do it. But a still small voice speaks to me and says, yes, you can. And then I agree. Yes, I can. When I went into treatment with an 8-week-old baby, found myself in a very isolated situation with no place to live. And one day I just got so discouraged. I felt like I needed to dance. And prior to that, I didn't dance because I associated dance with addiction. And I started dancing and weeping and dancing and weeping. And I did not realize that dance was healing me. I did not know then that dance was bringing the trauma up out of my muscle tissues and helping me to heal from some things that I had experienced in my life.
Sing it for the conquered back, sing it for the broken past, sing it for the just found out life is now upside down. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your head.
So I would dance privately. And at that time, my daughter was very ill. And I would dance over her and with her. That was just my way of being connected to her. And I shared my dance with the women I was in recovery with, and we all began to dance. And that was back when African American women were going to prison, to jail. We were getting our children taken away from us because we were addicted. And it was through the movement and through the dance that we advocated for African American women who were going to jail because we were addicted. And so we used that movement to heal when they took our babies. We used that movement to heal coming out of jail. We used that movement to heal through the domestic violence, through the addiction. And so the dance company here at R2ise always keeps me connected to that part of my life. And it's interesting because when I talk to the women that I worked with over 20 years ago, they go, they don't know, do they? No, they don't know about that part of my life, but it still continues through the life of the R2ise Dance Company. We had stories to tell. And that was when stigma was very, very high and people did not have any respect. Especially if you were an African-American woman, you'd get no respect for being drunk and high. And a mother. So our songs, our dance, our movement help people to see our pain, help people to understand that though we were addicted, there was a story behind it all. And it brought us to places of healing. It brought us into a community that was vibrant. We brought our children in, we danced with our kids, our sons, our daughters, and we danced every Saturday. We had fish fries. We danced to create our costumes, and we did community events, and the whole community would come out. It would be so packed and so full of people, aunties, grandmothers, mothers. And we did our stories one Saturday after another. And our community began to embrace us. I was a part of an organization called Mothers in Crisis at the time. And out of that came the Baraka Dance Institute. The Baraka Dance Institute was a place and a space for us to build a community around what we believed. We danced and we sang, we cried and we laughed. And it was our safe haven. And we were not trying to prove anything to anybody. We just wanted to be healed. Even within your own recovery, that principle of it's not all about me. It's not all about me. And that's one thing that we have to realize as people in recovery. You know, it's like a self, I, me, you know what I mean? And the surrender in recovery comes when you can let that all go and become a community, right? Because the opposite of addiction is a connection. And you having to step out of self and to connect with others is really about surrender, you know? So that as a facilitator and as a choreographer, like that was a principle that you worked. That was a principle that you worked as well, Toya. That's a principle that I work every day in regard to this is not about me. This is about us. This is about our community. This is about your voice, because even as a dancer, sometimes it was hard for me not to jump in there and start telling y'all what to do, and I had to lock myself into the office. Like, let me just stop, because this ain't about me, and so I thank y'all for y'all patience with me on that one. My recovery is maintained through this work, and every time I see someone find their aha moment, it's a hope shot for me. It is facilitating this process is a great part of my recovery. It reminds me every day of where I've been. It reminds me every day of how much further I need to go. And it inspires me. I mean, when we say we embrace our recovery, I mean, I live that every single day. It's not just something that we say. When people join us for Chronicles of Hope, and I watch them evolve from the beginning into the end, it really fills my heart with a whole lot of hope. And it continues to remind me every day how far I've come. And so this work connected to helping others is not just my service, but it's the creative part of art plus recovery equals freedom for me.
Are you doing okay? You okay with this? Sure you're okay. Yo, you okay? Do you need anything? Hey, are you really okay? Sure. Just tell us. I'm okay. I'm okay.
I would like for people to see the before and the after. They just get to see the after. But they don't get to see the in-between either. They don't get the chance to see the struggle. They don't get a chance to see the aha moment. And I think that is far greater and more beautiful than Chronicles of Hope, the production. Another aha moment was with Are You Okay? And we were all sitting around, and how are you doing today? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? And it just hit me that we always ask that question. And everybody was down that day. It felt like the energy was really, really down. And when I feel the energy down like that, I always say, get up. So we got up and we made a circle, and I said, someone sit in the middle. And that's when Tanisha said, I'll sit in the middle, And then we started saying, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Now orchestrated, okay, now you go, now you go, now you go. And then the conversation begins with the circle. I said, how does it feel when somebody's always asking you, are you okay? And that's when the dialogue began, and that's when we begin to create, are you okay? And we start having these aha moments. Oh, no, go this way. Oh, no, this is how this feels. Kayla Anderson, the choreographer, her main language is through movement. So she wanted to move to Tanisha's response, And she began to move and empathize with her through movement, as opposed to saying, I know how you feel, I know how you. So she started moving, and we were all like, whoa, that's amazing. Because it just started happening, And the more we did that, the more Tanisha began to be open with how she was feeling outwardly, so that Kayla could get in there with her. Oh my gosh. And then that one day, Tanisha came in, and she was so hurt. And she's not the kind of person that, and when she laid her head down on Kayla that day, it was just apparent that she needed us. And that was the end of trying to create something. It was real.
A difficult road leading to a beautiful destination. I must be wonderful at all the things. So the pressure is my realization. Focused on the bigger picture while slipping away into the wind. I just want to be okay. I just want to be strong. Man, I just want to hold on. Hold on.
You have to hold on. We are all we got. You are a difficult road, and so am I. But you are a survivor. You have been fighting for your life. Keep fighting. I love you. I hear you. I see you. You deserve everything you desire. For this world is yours. And I am here with you, sister. Hold on.
I said old enough to know right from wrong, but young enough to still stand strong. But am I wise enough to run from what is wrong? For this next chapter in my life is called Becoming the Best Version of Myself song. I am brimming with energy and I'm overflowing with joy. Because I am Brianna Michelle Claxton. And I'm a believer in all of my wildest dreams. Always have and always will, no matter how crazy it all may seem. I just want to be wonderful in every way. Give back. Give thanks to God and those who paved the way for allowing me to live my one and only precious, wild, adventurous life just for today.
A woman by the name of Dr. Elizabeth Delancey wrote a book about my story. And it was then that I realized that we were onto something. We were onto something that we had no idea that we were being healed from our trauma through our dance and by expressing ourselves. Because as you know, culturally, as African-American women and children and men, that's what we do. We express ourselves through music, through dance, through song. And we found out that scientifically we were really coming into some new places, creating new pathways in our brains so that we could think differently about life. And so that's how it all got started, with me dancing and creating.